We're about to look at the wine glass in your cabinet in a completely new way. Today, we're diving into the hidden science of lead-free crystal, and believe me, it really matters. You know that beautiful, long-lasting ring you get when you tap a really nice wine glass? Or how it just seems to sparkle in the light? Well, that's definitely not your everyday glass. For ages, those qualities meant one thing: lead crystal. But what if that beautiful sparkle had a bit of a dark secret? Let's dig in.
Okay, so before we get to the new stuff, we've got to understand the original, right? For hundreds of years, there was one material that was the absolute gold standard for fancy glassware.
And yeah, as you can see here, not all glass is the same, not even close. Your basic drinking glass, that's soda lime glass. But to be called crystal in Europe, you need to add special metal oxides. And to get the title of full lead crystal, I mean the undisputed king of glassware, a whopping 24% of it had to be lead oxide. That lead was the secret sauce. It's what gave it that special heavy feel, that amazing sparkle, and of course, that signature ping.
But yeah, that secret sauce, it came with a pretty big catch, one that science was just about to uncover.
And that's the crazy part, isn't it? The very thing that made this crystal so valuable was also its biggest problem.
So, fast forward to the 90s, and scientists start figuring something out. That lead, it wasn't just sitting there looking pretty, it was actually leaching out of the glass and into the drink. This was a huge deal with acidic stuff like wine and spirits. Obviously, this was a major health risk, and it kicked off the creation of international safety standards. All of a sudden, the glassware industry had a massive problem on its hands.
But you know what they say about necessity being the mother of invention? Well, this problem kicked off a huge wave of innovation in glass chemistry, leading to something just as brilliant and way, way safer.
And here it is, lead-free crystal. The mission was pretty straightforward, but definitely not easy. Could they make a glass with all the good stuff from lead crystal, you know, the sparkle, the perfect clarity, that satisfying feel in your hand, but get rid of the toxic lead? That was the challenge.
So how'd they pull it off? Well, you can think of it like a giant recipe swap. They took out the toxic lead oxide and subbed in a new cocktail of safer metal oxides, usually things like barium, zinc, and potassium. The whole idea was to mimic all those great properties that the lead used to deliver. All right, so this leads to the ultimate showdown, right? Could this new, lead-free stuff actually go toe-to-toe with the centuries-old champion of glassware?
Let's break it down. We're going to compare them on the things that really count: how it looks, how it feels, and the big one, can it survive a trip through the dishwasher?
Okay, first up, sparkle. The reason lead crystal is so brilliant is because it has a high refractive index. Basically, it's really good at bending light. Well, chemists figured out that by using things like zinc and barium oxides, they could get that exact same effect. The bottom line, to you and me, high-quality lead-free crystal looks just as sparkly and clear. Visually, it's a dead heat.
Next, let's talk about the feel. Lead crystal is famously heavy. It's got that heft. Lead-free crystal? It's usually lighter. But wait, that's not a bad thing at all. Turns out, a lot of pros, like sommeliers, actually prefer the lighter weight. They say it gives the glass better balance when you're swirling. So it's kind of like a modern upgrade that many people actually see as a big plus.
And this right here, this might be the biggest win for lead-free. Here's a little secret. Traditional lead crystal is actually kind of soft. It scratches pretty easily. The new stuff, though, it's got way more muscle. It's tougher, more resistant to chips and cracks, and get this, it's often dishwasher safe. I mean, for everyday use, that is a total game changer.
So next time you raise a glass, you'll know all about the incredible science that makes it sparkle and keeps it safe. It just leaves one question, right? Now that you know the science, will you choose to fill your cabinet any differently?